What's good, beautiful people? It's your girl Donna with the I'm Donna podcast, and I'm so grateful to be here with you all. Thanks for sharing this moment of your life with me. So let's get into our affirmation. And our affirmation for today is I am divine, and my self-worth is determined by who I am. I am divine, and my self-worth is determined by who I am. So when we speak about self-worth, you know, we speak about the need or not needing people to validate who we are, what we believe in. Our self-worth needs to be determined by who we are, what we believe, not what others believe of us, not what others want for us, not what others tell us. Those feelings of being worthless come from the ideas that other people have for us. When we're constantly on a kick of needing validation, or when we're constantly in a place where we need others to validate our experiences and the things that we want to experience and do, that's taken away from who we are. So, how can you really understand and know your self-worth when we are determining it, or when you're determining it by what others think and view of you? When you are allowing yourself to truly be who you are, letting your light shine bright, doing things, following God, the divine, your intuition. When you're doing things in that manner, you don't need anyone to validate who you are in your experiences. Sometimes we go through things in this world, and reminder, this world is built up of so many different beliefs, programs, systems, and everyone is experiencing something on a different level. So when we're sitting here allowing someone else to determine our self-worth, allowing someone else to validate our experiences, we're allowing them to validate us through the lens of their experiences, through the lens of their upbringing, through whatever level of consciousness they are operating from. How do you allow someone who hasn't lived your life, had your experiences, validate them or not validate them? You don't need that at all. Or invalidate them is really what I want to say. We allow people to come and tell us, oh, you can't do this, or why would you do that, or question the things that we are passionate about based on their feelings, based on their experiences. Why are we doing that? Stop allowing people to steal your shine. Stop allowing people to steal your glow, the things that really make you happy. Somebody says something to you one time that makes you doubt who you are, and you carry that with you. Release that and let it go. God created us in the image, in its image, in the image of the all, right? So we are the only people determining. We're the only people determining our life experiences, how we feel about things, how we view things. But when we having too many people, too many sources invalidate, or we're reaching for too much validation from outside of ourselves, then our self-worth is determined by all of these other things. And when these other things fall away, then what do you say about your self-worth at that point? When no one is validating you, when no one is there to tell you what to do or tell you what not to do or give you their opinion, then what can you say about yourself? What can you say about your experiences? What can you say about your self-worth? Understand who you are, where you come from. Living your life in its truth, living your life in a way that is authentic for who you are. Your self-worth is a reflection of your internal state. And your internal state can be determined by what you become aware of. When you have programs and systems and limiting beliefs filling up your internal state, then that is what will be reflected on the outside. That is how you will determine your self-worth. So, have you shined the light of awareness on your internal state? We talk about internal state, and internal state is not just how you feeling, your belly feeling, if your heart is racing. It's about your mental. Where does your mind go when things are not going the way you expected them to go? Does it go to the negative, or are you trying to transform your thoughts into something positive? See, you don't have to always think positive. However, when things happen and they don't go your way, it's a way to flip the script, right? It's a way to pull something positive out of an experience. It could be just as okay, you got in an accident. Thank God you're alive. You get what I'm saying? Instead of dwelling on the fact that you got in an accident, now you got to get your car fixed and all of the other things, that gratitude for you being alive, the gratitude for your life to be able to live another day, to be able to have another experience, that is what I'm talking about. You know, people don't want to understand that you can have gratitude in situations where it doesn't reflect what you wanted to reflect at that time. Sometimes we have life experiences that are not the best, life situations that are hard, that are tough, and that is true. However, you have the power within you to determine your mindset on that. So when I speak about your internal state, I'm speaking about your mindset, your heart, your truth within. When things start to feel uncomfortable, what do you do? Do you try to tune it out? Do you try to numb yourself? Your internal state. So when your internal state is all in a frenzy, there's a storm going on in there. You're not really going to understand your self-worth. You're not going to really be able to validate yourself because you are not dealing with what's going on inside. How can you validate yourself if you're constantly doubting yourself? You're constantly putting yourself down, negative self-talk. It's about reshaping your mindset, your thoughts. Your thoughts are powerful, along with your feelings. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, They all work together to manifest your external world. They all have to be in alignment to manifest your life. When you want something, but your internal state, your thoughts are telling you something different. Oh, I can't get it. Oh, I don't deserve it. Oh, I don't need it. Or, I was told that that's too much. When your thoughts are running and racing in that manner, how would you ever expect it to reflect in the physical world? And then you start turning to other people to validate you and what you're worthy of, your self-worth. How can you allow someone to validate what you need, what you want, your experiences, when they cannot manifest your external world? Only you can do that. And like we said, your internal state has to be in alignment. Your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings, they have to match. You have to understand that you are already these things. Everything is going on at the same time. Yeah, we have been taught to believe that time is, you know, ticking. You have to do things in a certain way, limiting beliefs. And so you get to a point where you didn't do something you wanted to do and you're like, "Oh, I'm too old for that. Oh, I should have done that when I was younger." Limiting beliefs. Allowing the external world and the opinions of others validate your self-worth. Why? And let's just say you didn't believe what I was saying right now. What's going to hurt you to try something different? Is it going to hurt you at all to try something different? If what you've been doing all this time is not working for you, what will it hurt to try something different? To shake things up a bit, right? Limiting beliefs are a stronghold in this world from the media, social media, politics, culture. They are all programs created by human beings. But see, remember, we're spiritual beings experiencing human life. So if we're so powerful to create all of these limiting beliefs, right? Based on the ego, based on the darkness and experiences that we've have experienced, right? Are you following me? We have created all of these programs, all of these limiting beliefs. Then why can't we create something new? You can create something new. Start questioning what has been going on all your life. Stop taking things at face value. All because from the time you were born, you have been being programmed. Programmed to believe certain things and not believe certain things. Programmed to fear certain things. Fear things that don't even need to be feared. Judge things. Put a judgment. This is good. This is bad. This is wrong. This is right. All of these thought processes that don't serve us, that create duality, allowing the futility of other people's validation. Other people's validation is futile, it's useless, it's pointless. What is the point? It's doing nothing for you but keeping you confused. So why not do something different? You don't have to take my word for it. This is not me trying to lecture you. This is me bringing the light of awareness. Believe it or not, you manifested this video or this podcast, wherever you're tuning in from. You manifested this. It's something you needed to hear. I asked God to speak to me, allowing me to speak to the collective with respect, with love, with compassion, because I understand that we are all here to experience, to grow, to learn, and we all have bits and pieces of the puzzle. Even if you might not realize it at the time, even that person that pissed you off the other day, it's a piece of the puzzle to redirect you to get back to who you truly are, your truth, you learning to validate yourself, you understanding who you are, being strong in who you are. You're going to experience things that other people may not, and people might call you crazy. Shoot, you might feel crazy yourself, but when you believe it in your soul that you are experiencing something that is true to who you are, good for you, then stick with it. Now, I'm not speaking about mental health issues. If you feel like you're dealing with any type of mental health issues and you need some support, please find the support you need. I'm speaking about when you're being ambitious, when you're doing things out of the norm that people would tell you, "Oh, that's crazy. Why would you do that? You can't sustain life like that." They're invalidating your life, they're invalidating your self-worth, they're invalidating your experiences. I'm talking about that. Most people going to project. Some people is going to support you. They're going to support you. A lot of people are going to project their fears onto you, which creates doubt. And that's why you have to constantly maintain and tend to your sacred ground. You have to constantly tend to your internal state. When you're not tending to your internal state and you're just consuming all of these opinions of other people, then your self-worth will begin to crumble because it's no longer built on a foundation of your truth. It's built on the shaky, limiting beliefs and fears of others. So I'm challenging you to shed a light on that. It's always going to go back to that. It's always going to go back to what are you telling yourself? It's not about being selfish when you are tending to yourself. I'm not saying be an asshole. I'm saying that you need to be aware of who you truly are, what you're holding on to, and what is holding you back. We are all powerful beings. And when you don't believe that, you will stay in the system of limiting beliefs, of programs, of thought processes. When you really think about it, this world, this reality is all made up of thoughts, actions, and feelings, right? Social media, at one point, it was a thought, right? And people started feeling like, whoa, this is something I want to put into action. And they put it into action, and now it has manifested. And I'm sharing with you. So really, it works just like that. Believing you are worthy of whatever you desire that's in alignment with your highest good, with your highest self. Okay? We're talking about the light. What is in alignment with who you truly are. So think about who you are, what you want, and where is your self-worth being validated? Is it being validated internally or externally? So remember who you truly are. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Whether you follow me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're tuning in, I'm just so grateful for being here today. I'm so grateful that you're tuning in. So I just want to thank you for sharing this moment of your life with me. And I'll see you later. Bye.